Good morning, students. So, in this video, we can start the unit 5. So, those are code generation and code optimization. First, we discuss about code generation, and later, we discuss about code optimization. So, these are the concepts we should cover in code generation. Those are issues in the design of a code generator, how to choose the target language, basic blocks and flow graphs, optimization of basic blocks, a simple code generator, and register allocation and assignment, and optimal code generation of expressions and dynamic programming code generation. In this video, we can discuss about first one, issues in the design of a code generator. So first of all, we discuss what is meant by code generator, where we are placing the code generator in compilers. So actually, code generator is a phase. It takes the input as intermediate code representation and produce this intermediate code representation is produced by the front end of the compiler and along with the relevant symbol table information. So based on this, these all things can be taken as a input and it produces the output as a semantically equivalent target program. So here compilers can produce efficient target programs with the help of optimization phase. So that means while we are going to generating the code generator, so these some compilers are almost all compilers can use the optimization code optimization phase. So with the help of this code optimizations, so compilers can produce efficient code or efficient target code. Here the optimizer is mapping from the one form of the IR to another form of the IR. So that means one form of the intermediate representation to another form of the intermediate representation. Whatever the another form of the intermediate representation produced by the target code, which was efficient code. And in general, the code optimization and code generation phases of a compiler can be treated as a back end of the compiler, and these back end or these two phases can be passed multiple times. Those IR code can be passed through these two phases multiple times to generate the target program. So here actually a code generator has three primary tasks. So those are instruction selection and register allocation and assignment and instruction ordering. So these are the three primary tasks of the code generator. So and then now we also observe where we can place the code generator. So this is the front end of the compiler and this is the back end of the compiler. So in this, after completion of the front end, so it generates some intermediate code representation. It can be given as input to the code optimizer. So it was also generate some optimized intermediate code representation. So this can be given as input to the code generator. Then it can produce the some target program. So this is the position of the code generator. So now we observe whatever the issues in the design of a code generator. So there are several issues while we are going to generating the target code. So those are whatever the input to the code generator, whatever the how to choose or how to select the generate the target program, and how to select the instructions, and how to allocate the registers, and how to evaluation of that particular program order. So that means whatever the evaluation order of the that particular program execution. So these are the several issues in the design of a code generator. So now first one we discuss about whatever the input to the code generator. As just now we discuss whatever the input to the code generator. So that is nothing but intermediate representation of the code. So this is the source to the code generator. Along with this intermediate code generator, we can also give the some additional information from the symbol table information. This symbol table information can helpful to the compiler at the time of runtime to gathering the addresses related to the such data objects denoted by the IR representation of the code. So that means whatever the intermediate representation of the code has given to the input to the code generator to generate or to run that particular code at the time of execution time. So with the help of symbol table information, it can collect such objects values, whatever the objects denoted by the IR representation. And the many choices for the IR intermediate representation was having many different or many choices. Those are three address code representation. So such three address code can be represented as quadruples, triples, and indirect ripple. So out of these three representations, we can use any one of the representation as input to the target code generator. And so now we observe where we are, what are the different representations of different machines. In case we are using the one target code, we are generating the target code for virtual machines, then those virtual machines are represents the byte, can use the byte code and either stack machine code. In case we are using the linear representations such as postfix notations. In case we are using the some graphical representation of the code, then we are using the either syntax tree and DAX. So these are the several representations. So now we observe how to generate the target program. So actually here the target program or target code can be generated based on the which type of instruction can be used by the target machine, whatever the architecture of the target machine. Based on the such architecture, here target program can be generated. So here actually this code generator can produce the highly better or high quality machine code based on the good code. Sorry. So here to generate the target program, so which was mainly based on the instruction set, which type of instruction set was used on target machine. So in case several types of instruction sets are either RISC and CISC. So those are the most common target machine architectures are RISC, CISC and stack based. So here already you know what is meant by RISC and what is meant by CISC. Here RISC means nothing but reduced instruction set computer, and CISC means complex instruction set computer, and another one is the stack based. But out of these three, most popular is either RISC and CISC. So now we observe while we are going to use which type of instruction set, whatever the several problems or whatever the several components or contents can be required to generate the target code. So in case we are using RISC machine, reduced instruction set computer machine, then so it was having many number of registers. So it was having efficient number of registers and 3 address instructions and simple addressing modes and a relatively simple instruction set architecture. So that means whenever we can choose reduced instruction set computers as a target code, then we can easily generate the target code. Why? Because here enough amount of registers can be available. So based on those registers, we can easily store the 3 address representation in the registers and simply generating the addressing modes and simply generating the target code for that particular program. So in case we are using the CISC based machines, then these are the some complexities. There are some complexities to generate the target code. Why? Because the CISC architecture based computers are having only few registers, 2 address instructions only, few registers and 2 address instructions, and a variety of addressing modes and several register classes and variable length instructions and instructions with some side effects. So that's why compared to RISC, CISC is the some complex one to generate the target code. And another model is stack based machine. So in stack based machine, we are performing the operations on by pushing the some operands into the stack. After that, we can perform the operation on top of the stack, whatever the contents of the top of the stack. So while we want to perform the operations by using stack model, again we need the some register allocation. So that's why in long runner, it was not the best approach to generating the target code. So to overcoming from this problem, we are using the JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So this JVM is a software. So for the generating the bytecode for Java programming language. And here an intermediate language is produced by the Java compilers. Those generated intermediate representation can be taken as input to the JVM, and here JVM is responsible for generating the target code, that is bytecode. So next, how to select the instructions. So that is instruction selection. So in the code generator, so while we want to generating the target code, it can must be map the intermediate representation of the program into a some code sequence. So that code sequence can be executed by the target machine. But here to mapping from IR program to the code sequence is a very complex process. So that's why here, while we are mapping from the IR program to the target code, so which was having several complexities by factors such as the level of the IR. So that means what is the level of intermediate representation and nature of the that particular instruction set architecture. So here, to mapping from intermediate code representation to target code is complexity process, which was based on the what is the level of the IR and what is the instruction set of the that particular target mission. For example, in case we are using the IR level is high, then the code generator may translate each IR statement into a sequence of mission instructions. So that means here IR level is high, then here the code generator may translate each and every IR statement into a sequence of mission instructions using some code templates. So such statement by statement code generation. So here it was generating the statement by statement code generation. In case in this generated target code should not perfect, or in case it was produces some poor code, then we will go for code optimization. So that means whenever we are choosing the IR level is high, so here we must generate target code is statement by statement. In case that the target code is poor, then we will go for code optimization phase. So in case the IR level is some low level, so the details of underlying mission is code generator can use the information to generate more efficient code sequences. So if the IR reflects some of the low level details of the underlying mission, then the code generator can use this information, this low level information, to generate more efficient code. So once again, if the IR reflects some of the low level details of the underlying mission, so then the code generator can use this low level IR representation to generate more efficient code sequences. So these are some details about instruction selection. So now we observe some example, whatever the nature of the instruction set in the process of target mission. For example, the uniformity and completeness of the instruction set. So these are the important factors. If the target mission does not support each data type in a uniform manner, so that means in case that particular target mission cannot understood or cannot treated as each and every data type as a same manner, at that situation the code generation is very difficulty. So to overcoming, for example, one situation is floating point operations are done by using this separate registers. That means in such cases, whenever that particular instruction set is not considered each and every data type as some uniformly, at that situation we consider such data types as some special handling cases. So with the help of such special handling cases, it can easily solve such problems, or whatever the several data types are not treated as normal. So such data types related instruction sets can be performed by the some special care. So for example, we consider floating point representations or floating point operations. So these floating point operations can be implemented by the separate registers. So and one more thing is here instruction speed and mission expressions are also another important factor. So if we do not care about the efficiency of the target program, then the instruction selection is very simple, which was very straightforward. For each type of the 3 address statement, we can design code skeleton, so that defines the target code to be generated for the construct. So that means in case whenever we are not consider the instruction speed is not important, we want to we was having some efficient time, there was no emergency or there was no urgent, so at that time there was no problem. Simply by using some skeleton of the 3 address code, by using this skeleton, it can easily generate the target code to run that particular program. So for example, we consider some 3 address code statement, x equals to y plus z. So here x, y and z are statically allocated. So that means those variables are allocated at the time of compilation. So then now we observe how to generate that 3 address code into that particular 3 address statement into target code or code sequence. So first we store this y value into some register R0, and then perform addition to the this Z value. So now here we store Z value into the R0 and perform the addition with already existing value. So here first of all we perform the R0 plus Z. So that means already Z R0 having Y value and then perform the addition with Z. So now R0 the result will be stored into again R0. So that means now R0 contains Y value addition with Z value. After completion of this addition instruction, we store such entire result into the X. So now X value having R0 value. So this R0 is nothing but the addition of the Y value and Z value. So finally result will be stored into X. So this is the sequence of code, target code. Here actually input is the 3 address code representation, that is X equals to Y plus Z, and here target code is in this manner. So this is the code sequence or instruction selection. Based on the instruction selection, it can generate the target code or sequence of the target codes. And next we can, so whenever we are using this type of strategy, so some rare cases it was using some redundant information to the register. That means it can load the some redundant information to the registers. For example, we consider one more instruction, A equals to B plus C and D equals to A plus E. A equals to B plus C and D equals to A plus E. So here A value can be stored into the R0 multiple times. So here initially we store B value into R0 and perform the addition with the C value. So R0 having B value and C having perform the addition with C. So now the result of B plus C will be stored into R0. So again this R0 value can be stored, copied into the A. So now this A value having addition of B plus C. So again immediately we are storing the again A value into the R0. Just now we are stored A value into the R0 register. Again we are repeatedly that particular instruction. So this type of redundant instructions allocations can be used in this type of executions. This is the one problem. Next, register allocation. So here while generating the target code from intermediate code representation, the major problem is allocation of the the major problem is deciding the what values to be held in the register memory. So why? Because register memory is the fastest memory in the computers. So to performing the computational or to performing the any execution, this register memory is performs well. So but this register memory is very limited amount of memory is available in target missions. So that's why here how we can choose to store instruction related data into the registers, which data will be stored into the register and which data will be stored into the memory. So that is the major key problem in code generation. So here whenever we are using the register memory, so that means whatever the instruction was executing or generating the code for any specific instruction, so in case that particular instruction involving register operands are invariably shorter and faster. So that means compared to normal memory. So here whenever we are executing some specific instruction, that specific instruction related operands are stored in the register memory and the same operands are stored in the main memory or normal memory. So then the time execution time or completing the execution time to complete that particular instruction will be varying from memory to register memory. So that's why particularly we are giving the highest priority for allocating the register memory for instruction selection. So here the use of registers, whatever the problems we will face, such problems will be divided into two subcategories. Those are register allocation and register assignment. So in register allocation, which is the process of during which we select the set of variables that will reside inside the registers. And register assignment means, so to select some register to assigning some specific variable, so we pick which register, whatever the register we will pick to assign some variable inside the that particular register. So here to finding the optimal register to store the some variable which was very difficult in this register allocation. And final thing is the evaluation order. So here the order in which computations can perform can affect the efficiency of the target code. So that means, so here we are generating the evaluation order in proper manner or in sufficient manner, then which produce the better execution or better target code So in case we are not providing the proper evaluation order to generate the target code and to execute that particular program, which takes the more time and more complex also. So that's why we will see, as we shall see, some computation orders require fewer registers to hold the intermediate results than others. So here, however, picking a best order in general case is very difficult. So it can be considered as some NP complete problem. So next session we will discuss what is meant by NP complete and what is meant by NP hardness. So just here to picking the best order. So in evaluation of the target code generation, so that problem is defined, or that problem is considered as a NP complete problem. So here initially we shall avoid the problem by generating code for the three address statements in the order in which they have been produced by the intermediate code generator. So in case if you want to evaluate, or if you want to avoid such whatever the problems faced at the time of sequence or evaluation, so to overcoming these problems, we can care some extra care at the time of intermediate code generation. Then we can easily generate the target code for that particular intermediate code representation. So these are the details about what are the several issues in generating the target code. Thank you.